të shfrytëzoj rastin që t'i falenderoj të gjithë ata që kanë kontribuar që Forca e Sigurisë së Kosovës t'i ketë këto të arritura që tani I prezentova para jush. Po ashtu dëshiroj t'i prezentoj edhe disa synime. Ne synojmë të Forcës së Sigurisë së Kosovës, mia si Ministri FSK-s, por edhe të stafi drejtues. Ne dëshirojmë që t'i ndërtojmë ose t'i vendosim kontaktet në mes të Forcës së Sigurisë së Kosovës dhe shteteve jo njose, dhe në kuadrët e kësaj kemi punu shumë që realisht kemi fillu me bashkëpunimin me zyrën e ndërlidhëse slovake e cila është në Kosovë, edhe synojmë që shumë shpejt t'i vendosim kontaktet edhe me zyrën rumune edhe me shtete tjera të cilat ende nuk e kanë njoft pavarësinë e Kosovës. Një e arritur tjetër e Forcës së Sigurisë së Kosovës është integrimi I komunitetit jo shumicë, edhe ne si Forcë e Sigurisë së Kosovës kemi arritur që ta tejkalojmë kuotën e mbi 10% të komunitetit jo shumicë, edhe kjo kvotë e rritur është edhe me regrutimin e fundit që kemi pas të regrutëve nga pjesa veriore e Kosovës, ku kemi regrutuar mbi 30 regrutë të komunitetit jo shumicë, të komunitetit serb, dhe vlen të theksohet se edhe unë si minister, edhe stafi drejtues I Forcës së Sigurisë së Kosovës e çmojmë lart vendosmërinë e këtyre regrutëve edhe përkundër presioneve, përkundër kërcënimeve që kanë pasur, që kanë vendosur edhe vazhdojnë të janë pjesë aktive e Forcës së Sigurisë së Kosovës. Ne synojmë që këtë vit të antarësohemi edhe në iniciativat rajonale në kartën e Adriatikut A5, këtë vit mahet në Maltezi, edhe ne kem statusin e vëzhguesit, e kem mbështetjen e shumicës prej këtyre shteteve që të jemi pjesë ose të jemi antar I barabartë me gjitha shtetet e kartës Adriatikut A5. Po ashtu synojmë që në të ardhmen mos të jemi vetëm konsumus I sigurisë, por të jemi kontribues proaktiv I saj. Edhe ne në kuadër të mandatit aktual, me kapacitetet operacionale të cilat I posedojmë, ne kemi mundësi që të kontribuojmë edhe të jemi kontribues proaktiv I sigurisë dhe paqes, sidomos në këto fusha, kërkim shpëtim, mbështetje mjekësore, në oficerët shtabit, në ruajtjen e objekteve vitale, mbështetjen mjekësore, në ngritjen e kampeve për refugjat. Pra të gjitha këto fusha jemi të gatshëm që të japim kontributin ton edhe të jemi pjesë e kontributit të sigurisë. Po ashtu do t'ju njoftoj që sa I përket transformimit të Forcës së Sigurisë së Kosovës, ne kemi bërë përpjekje të vazhdueshme që pjesë e këtij transformimit që të jetë edhe komuniteti jo shumicë, komuniteti serb, në kuadër të kësaj shumicën e aktiviteteve që janë parapame me planin e veprimit I kemi përfunduar edhe jemi në përfundim, ndërsa një pjesë tjetër parashifet që të përfundohen pas marrjes së vendimit për transformim. Po ashtu jem duke punuar shumë që të ngritim kapacitetet tona operacionale, të përgatitim Forcën e Sigurisë së Kosovës drejt tranzicionit në të ardhmen. Po ashtu apeloj të gjithë ju që të na ndihmoni, na mbështetni që sa më parë edhe lista serbe ta kupton realitetin e ri edhe të jetë pjesë e këtij transformimit. Me këtë rast dua ta falenderoj edhe Departamentin për Bashkëpunim dhe Siguri për rolin koordinues për përgatitjen e kësaj konferencë, si dhe ta falenderoj për kontributin e pjesëtarëve të Naltit për rolin e tyre këshillues të mbështetës në këtë proces. Po ashtu, edhe një herë në fund, më lejoni që në emër të Ministrisë së Forcës së Sigurisë Kosovës që falenderoj për pjesëmarrjen e juaj, si dhe për kontributin e vazhdueshëm që ju personalisht dhe shtetet e juaja po japin në zhvillimin e Forcës së Sigurisë të Kosovës. Duke e dëshiruar qëndrim të këndshëm në Kosovë, ju uroj punë të mbarë dhe suksese në këtë konferencë. Faleminderit.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Now, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to pass the floor to His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kosovo, Mr. Ramos Haradinaj.
Good morning. Dobro jutro. First, I would like to say is that the name of this conference is as well the objective of, I would say, of our belonging. We want to become a partner for all of you nations and France. And we feel that we owe this to you, being a partner, becoming a partner, for the fact that you was with us in critical times and you helped us be where we are today. So we owe this to our own citizens that they went through difficulties of the past, but as well we feel this obligations that we have towards all partner nations that helps us through KFOR, through NATO, and bilateral. So thank you to all of you for as much as you have done for us as Kosovo, but as well for our force. I think our force today, KSF, reflects the truth of Kosovo. And the truth of Kosovo is that everybody of us, we are committed to ensure that every citizen of this country, it's in his home and feels home. Is that an Albanian? Is that a Serb, Turk, Roma, Ashkali, Egyptian, Bosnian? They are in their home. And fortunately today we are sitting in an institution that is the home of everybody. And it's to applaud the fact that it's the home of Kosovar Serbs and Kosovar Serbs from the north as well. Young boys and girls that I had the honor to greet them some days ago. A number of them. So, in our reality, this is not something strange, because we have lived together here centuries, and we know how to do that. But we went through difficulties of the past, and now we are restoring the trust. The transition of our force and a constitutional mandate for our force, it wouldn't change the foundation of ourselves, of our country, and the foundation as well of and the mission and the vision of our society. It is only to become a partner, and it is only to strengthen the truth of ourselves, that everybody is home, that the force is the home of everybody living in this country. The region, for us, it's our family. And we are very happy to see improvement of neighbor nations. Albania joined NATO some time ago. Montenegro recently. We would applaud and be very happy when Macedonia becomes Republic of Macedonia. We hope that name issue, I know other nations has their view, but I hope this is to be resolved, and our aspiration is same, we would like to join the family to contribute for the peace. I could go on and say a lot about our vision, the future, but I want to make clear that the transition of our force, it is not a replacement of the role of KFOR in our country. KFOR in our country, it's a bigger umbrella than just security of Kosovo. It is a guarantee for safety and stability, not just of Kosovo, but of our region. And we welcome the role of KFOR, and I greet here commander of KFOR and all its men and women that serves here of all nations. So we will never give up to prove that this is a country of everybody, that the force is the force of everybody living in this country, and to prove to all of you that your investment, your help, your care for us, it was worth it, because you will gain a partner, a worthy partner, that it's I would say a modest partner as well, because we are talking about very small force, but that it's very happy to join your vision, to join our vision, which one we belong. So, Minister, thank you for the possibility to be with you today. I endorse what you stated out, and we are proud of your work, your joint work, together with all the partners here in the table. I want as well to use the opportunity to thank the NAL team here, because I believe it's a very important, not just a personnel and a group of people that works with us, but as well a message that we receive every day for our work. Thank you. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. The Kosovo interinstitutional team has been working hard to frame and shape a briefing on Kosovo, and particularly the KSF's engagement and commitment to serving Kosovo people, while the inclusion and integration of all communities is the comprehensive agenda. The team is ready now to present the briefing that we have prepared, is also ready and intends to present the same briefing abroad. So giving the floor to the first speaker for the briefing, Colonel Jeton Drejsaj, who is from the Cabinet of Commander of KSF. I would like also to emphasize that your comments at the last part of this session are welcome. Colonel.
Thank you very much, Deputy Minister, dear Prime Minister Haradinaj, ambassadors, attachés, general colleagues. I'm Colonel Jeton Drejsaj, Chief of Cabinet to General Rama. It's my pleasure and a privilege to brief you about Kosovo Security Force as a credible representative and ready force. Today's briefing will be focused in four different blocks. I will go through a little bit on the young history that we have in the background, a little bit about the KSF as an credible and all of the achievements that we already have it, and just the Minister mentioned regarding to the inclusiveness and outreach, and as a representative of the whole society, KSF. And in the end, the fourth block will be as a KSF and a Kosovo. We are ready based on the current mandate that we are having. Regarding to the short history, the Kosovo Protection Corps was dissolved with dignity to open the new chapter of after the Kosovo independence. The KSF was established in 2009. As I can call it, the KSF is a NATO product. I can say that one because everything was conducted by the NATO through the Military Civil Advisory Division and NATO advisory team at the time, through the recruitment, screening and selection, vetting and training education process, which everyone we started from the scratch, and we built it from the scratch as a new organization. And today we can say proudly that the KSF is a professional, multi-ethnic security institution based on the current mandate that we are having. Going to the achievements and being a credible force, I will say that KSF proven to be a very professional and a credible force based on the commitment and the professionalism showing since we accomplished the full operation capability that were declared by the NATO in 2013. As a minister mentioned, we started in 2017 going with a Kosovo-NATO enhanced interaction, which we are having a huge benefit from those joint activities that we are having, which were a key focus in 2017 were building integrity, the cyber defense, international conferences, NATO schools. Where we are to the NATO schools, our members are participating on the NATO education NATO schools. And just last year we have more than 10 individual courses that we have participated in with our allies in a joint training educational process. We are very proud of what we are doing for our country, especially on demining and the EUD, together with our friends with the KFOR, especially just in 2017, we had around 300 joint activity on the explosive ordnance devices that we are providing everything what we can do for safe and security for our kids and our families. Normally, another big achievement that we are going to is joint exercises on the collective matters that we are having for the first time in 2017 that we had it with a K4 on a Silver Saber, and which we are currently going for 2018. We finished the command post exercise together with other security institutions in Kosovo, and just tomorrow we will have a DV day on our barracks, which we are executing that joint exercise. We established the University Studies Center, which is in a 4-year fully English program into our training and educating our young officers and cadets, which is based on the U.S. module on RTC program cadet, which we are very proud and having a great result and achievement from those 4-year education that we are having. Just for your information, Excellency, we are forced on the dynamic, especially on professionalism and educating our members individually and collectively. Just last year, we had more than 200 bilateral activities. That is directly result of your support from each of every country that they are in the room, that they are supporting us to be professional and ready for the future. Another training center that we developed, and we are credible to train our partners and our institution as well. We just started a search and rescue regional training center years ago, and last year we are full operational and credible on that one. We started training Albanian armed forces in search and rescue, and other institutions from the Kosovo police forces and other emergency agencies on the search and rescue at our training center. We are a week far from the biggest multinational exercise that we will conduct and execute from the beginning of May. There is an Eagle 6, which will be for the first time ever in Kosovo conducting the multinational exercise with more than 10 different countries that are participating with us, with the aim to be more professional and interoperable with our partners and working for the future. Regarding to other huge results that we are seeing so far, and we are having on the honor which is on the training and education and abroad with the young cadets that we are having individually and with a team, we are seeing in huge achievements regarding for the first time ever. We participated in the Command Patrol in 2016, and we got a golden medal with our team participating, which is one of the toughest exercise and competition probably in the world, and we got that one, a golden medal, and we are very proud with our members. As well, individually, every day we are seeing, as a result of those education and training that we are having internally and externally, with your support, all of our members are getting the best international grads in UK and in US, where they are participating into those exercises. Next, please. As Deputy Minister and Minister mentioned, another big achievements in those last year and this year is inclusiveness, and the KSF is shaping diversity. KSF is the most trusted institution in the country, but not in some minority areas, which seeing those, the key focus and objective of the Minister and the General Rama was to try to have an inclusiveness from those areas as well, which in last year and this year we recruit, and graduated more than 85 Kosovo Serbs, that they are well integrated and working in a daily basis with us. Today, where I'm speaking, we have more than 11% of the minorities into the organization, which is more diverse than the population diversity rate that we are having in country, and which we can see as comparable with our NATO countries on the inclusiveness and the integration of the non-majority communities in that one. As well, a lot of other humanitarian and activities that we are having, reaching those community area, and we increased from one team that civil military teams that we had in 2017. Now we have 4 CIMIC teams that are working on daily basis with a K4 and a U.S. civil affair teams to reach those communities and help those with what they need. Just as an example, we are doing every week mobile medical checks for the rural area and for those that they are not having access to the first aid. Another achievement with clearly objectives and directed from the General Rama on the inclusiveness. For the first time, he assigned the young cadet that he graduated from Macedonia Military Academy as his MA from the Kosovo Serb, and now he is working in my office together with us in a daily basis. For the first time, we had a Kosovo Serb that was trained and educated in U.S., and we are looking forward to have more possibility for them to train and educate in 2018 and 19. Just to show you the diagram, the outreach and how we are growing from the 2016, 17, and 18, you can clearly see the progress that the Kosovo Security Force made on the inclusiveness. As I said before, we are more diverse than the population diversity rate, which we are now 11.10%. And Prime Minister, thank you very much for spending time with us in the graduation ceremony. And your speech was so impressive to our young cadets and to their families that they were coming from the northern part, and we had more than 100 members of the families of the graduates coming from the north, staying with us in our barracks. And your speech was so impressive for them, and they are proud, and they are serving every day with us. Our work for outreach and inclusiveness is not only the numbers, and it's not only the showing the diagrams, but there is the daily work that we are doing in equality and giving each of one opportunity to serve the Kosovo Security Force. And in front of you, you have another annual report from 2017 from the Community Affairs Office that they are at the Ministry of Kosovo Security Force here, which shows the activities and humanitarian projects that we did it for the community. Regarding to the ready, we are saying that we are ready, we are operational to be a security provider and not only the security consumers. We are very thankful for a great support by the international partners during the difficult times and through the capacity building for the Kosovo Security Force. But now it's time for KSF and Kosovo to be in a security provider with current capability that we are having. Just for your information, we already participated into the regional, contributed into the regional, especially with the crisis response operations into the Albania and lost flooding that they had it. Just this year we built an engineering bridge which they were helping more than 30,000 people to use those mobile bridges that we built it in. And at the same time we are inspecting and we are maintaining those bridges even though that they are in another country in Albania, and we built that one. Normally, for the domestic operations, we are ready and we are contributing each of every day, and we show that one in the last avalanche that we had it in Dragash area in 2011. We are ready, and we can say that wherever there are crises, we can contribute in. Last time on the Italy earthquake, we were ready, and we show that readiness to them to support in case if they need it during that time. Thanks to the NATO advisory and liaison team for everything what they are doing for us in a daily basis, supporting us and working with us on advising and mentoring. We are ready to welcome greater NATO cooperations, as Minister was mentioned, on enhanced interaction and other stuff. And I will leave with a quote from the General Rama: "We will deploy with our capabilities anywhere, anytime to support those who gave us an freedom." With that one, I will thank you very much for your attention. Depending on your questions, I will conclude my briefing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Colonel Drejtpërdrejt. We are building the institution towards the transition in order to ensure a professional and multi-ethnic institution, and also avoid the security vacuum in the Balkans, provide representation and support for all communities, and cooperate closely with KFOR, and sure, get prepared and ready for the day when KFOR departs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a plan, and we are sticking on the plan. There is no ad hoc approach in this process, and the transition of KSF is based on the comprehensive constitutional framework and efforts to integrate all communities in Kosovo since 2008. Is based on strategic security sector reform since 2014, and also is based on outreach plans since 2017. What we call transition of KSF is a process based on our main aiming through constitutional amendments, which is our main goal, to change the name and maximize the political support from all communities in the Parliament of Kosovo, but also amending the laws to mature the legal framework and capacities of KSF, and also expand the current mandate. Kosovo has agreed and established an over-proportional system of representation of the non-majority communities within a power-sharing democratic system that we have built it since 2008. These principles are implemented in all institutions of Kosovo, in Assembly of Kosovo, in the government of Kosovo, judiciary, security sector, and so on and so forth. In Kosovo Police, for example, 2 regional directors out of 8 belong to non-majority communities in Kosovo. Deputy Director General belongs to Kosovo Serb community. Kosovo Police has established some years ago the Cultural Heritage Protection Court. And also in municipal level, Kosovo Serb majority municipalities have been granted with extended competencies in appointing the police station commanders. Freedom of religion is guaranteed, and in addition to that, Serb Orthodox Church has a special legal status and additional protection, is exempt from certain taxes, can get donations and other benefits from external sources, and also the Constitution established special protection zones for cultural heritage sites. Another mechanism, while I am on mechanisms, allow me to mention that the Ministry of KSF has established 2 additional mechanisms, and I'm talking on the Office on Community Rights and the Unit of Human Rights and Gender Equality. Furthermore, the Consultative Council for Communities, established by the President of Kosovo, serves also as another mechanism to make sure that the interests of the non-majority communities are represented and here. While I'm talking on the President of Kosovo and the mechanism, I'm pleased to pass the floor to Mr. Dev Shoda, who is the advisor to the President of Kosovo. Mr. Shoda.
Thank you, Deputy Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, honored guests, Your Excellencies. President Thaci and Office of President since summer of the last year, in order to accelerate process of transition of Kosovo Security Force to Armed Forces of Kosovo, has used 4 tracks: public diplomacy, public presentation, public messages or media messages, and confidential approach or confidential track. With regard to public diplomacy, President Thaci has raised the issue of transition of Kosovo Security Force to Armed Forces of Kosovo in all his bilateral meetings, and especially in 2 meetings with NAC delegation October 27th of the last year, as well in the international conferences on security, as one in Halifax in Canada and in Munich in Germany. With regard to public presentation, President Thaci attended ceremonies in Ferizaj last year, and in November of 2017, also last year in Jinan, in order to be present in promotion of 5 members of Kosovo Security Force. Also, President Thaci was present in international, very important conference related with public perception of Kosovo Security Force among Serbs, where he delivered very clear message which corresponds with only the expressed views of Prime Minister and Minister Berisha that FSK, or Kosovo Security Force as such, and future armed forces of Kosovo will be the joint home of all representatives of communities in Kosovo, as it is the case with Police of Kosovo, with Customs Service of Kosovo, with Tax Administration of Kosovo, and of course with Government and Parliament of Kosovo. We do believe that transition of Kosovo Security Force to Armed Forces of Kosovo will serve the purpose of creating new joint value between all citizens of Kosovo and all communities in Kosovo. With regard to media messages, President Thaci gave an interview to RTK Second Channel in the Serb language, while personally me as coordinator of this process within Office of President of Kosovo, I gave 3 interviews and I spoke all the time in Serb language, 2 in Kosovo and 1 even in Belgrade for a well-known pink television, in order to explain what it's all about, that nobody is threatened, nobody should feel concerned with regard to process of transition of Kosovo Security Force to Armed Forces of Kosovo, and that Serbs are absolutely welcome to be part, as they already are, in this process, by becoming cadets and future officers of Kosovo Security Force and Armed Forces of Kosovo. And finally, we have this confidential approach or confidential track, aiming to speak very honestly, very openly with representatives of Serb list in Kosovo about this process. As you know, President Thaci is firmly insisting that process of transition of Kosovo Security Force to Armed Forces of Kosovo should be conducted through constitutional changes. And as we know, due to the special rights of non-majority minorities, as they were explained by deputy ministers, we certainly need support of all minorities, including those representing Serb list. In this regard, we were engaged heavily in discussions, in private discussion for the time being, with Serb politicians on this issue, and there are some joint ideas based on which we might prepare a constitutional package which will not deal only with process of transformation of Kosovo Security Force, but also on other issues of importance for all communities in Kosovo. So it will be easier for Serb list to be part of the process of transition by voting this constitutional package in Parliament of Kosovo. However, I must confess, I must be honest to you, that until now we have not conducted formal meeting with key representatives of Srpska lista or the Serb list due to the resistance that is continuously coming from Belgrade. Nevertheless, we will certainly continue in the near future to have private or confidential meetings with politicians of the Serb list, and we do hope that very soon we will have also a formal meeting which will establish a very open track based on which we do hope that we will reach agreement between Office of President and Serb list to proceed with constitutional changes. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Sora. Now, ladies and gentlemen, expressing our gratitude for the role and support of KFOR for a safe and secure Kosovo, allow me to pass the floor to the commander of KFOR, General Koch.
Well, thank you so much. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Berisha, ambassadors, General Rama, general officers of the Kosovo Security Forces, and distinguished guests, good morning. I want to thank Mr. Minister Berisha for giving me the opportunity to deliver a speech during the opening session of this important event. It is a pleasure for me to join you here for the 8th edition of the KSF and Partners Conference. I have no doubt in highlighting that KFOR and KSF have a special relationship. Throughout the year, we have developed and enhanced cooperation, working shoulder to shoulder and training together, as was shown by the success of joint exercise such as Sabor 2018 that concludes tomorrow, and the next Eagle 6, where no less than 12 countries will participate. Actually, there will be most probably 10. These activities are a clear demonstration of the effectiveness and the exceptional professionalism of the KSF on a wide spectrum of different capabilities, from the general planning process to emergency disaster, from EAD activity to the civil protection and more. Since the last conference, the Kosovo Security Forces has been continuing hard and intense training abroad, as clearly shown by the many accomplishments of the KSF personnel and teams who have been involved in international training and competitions, and at home in harmony with NATO standards, which provides the groundwork for to further increase our cooperation. As you know, in the aim of accomplishing our mission of ensuring safety and security in Kosovo, KFOR, as third responder, supports the development of a professional and multi-ethnic Kosovo security force. So I am particularly glad of the fact that all the survey keep confirming that Kosovo people's trust of KSF and is at a top level of that this organization has gained so much respect and consensus among the population. In this regard, I would like to stress the success of the recruitment campaign conducted so far that have highly contributed to the integration of all ethnicities in the KSF. Let me also take this opportunity to emphasize that as KFOR, I appreciate that the hard work and commitment behind the daily duty of each man and woman inside the KSF's organization, which are a reflection of the spirit of Kosovo. KFOR, KSF, and of course all other security organizations operating in Kosovo know perfectly the need to continue on the already established path in order to improve our cooperation and fulfill our respective roles and missions. It is evident to me that altogether we have contributed vastly to the progress achieved so far, and well as in my understanding, there are still many areas of mutual cooperation in which we can potentially reach a greater level of synergy. I am confident that today's meeting will provide us with a very useful range of opportunities and proposals that we can further develop. So let me conclude my speech by congratulating everyone on a job well done and hoping to see you all tomorrow for the VIP Day of Silver Sabre 2018 exercise. Thank you all.
Thank you, General. Now I'm pleased to pass the floor to the Director of NATO Advisory Liaison Team, General Poplar.
Mr. Prime Minister Haradinaj, Jutro, Minister Berisha, good morning, ambassadors, general officers, bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. More than 6 months ago, I attended the biannual KSF and Partners Conference for the very first time. Since then, a lot of important events have been held and many significant meetings were brought off. Today I would like to focus on informing you that the annual report of the NATO Advisory and Liaison Team and deduced key findings were presented by me to the Operations Policy Committee in KFOR format at the NATO headquarters in Brussels in February, to the Balkans Liaison Working Group at Allied Joint Forces Command in Naples in March, and the ambassadors and heads of delegation of troop contributing nations in Pristina last week. These presentations did not just offer the opportunity to report on the aims, activities,